Hello everyone, and welcome to my Herald of Perfection deck profile. So Herald of Perfection is a deck I've played for a few months now, and it's really good fun. Going first, we look to put up about 5 negates with an Archlord Christie on the field, and going second, we look to try and take control of the field. So I'll just quickly go through the deck profile very quickly without any explanations, just for those of you that already know what the cards do, and then I'll go through it again in more detail and explain some of the cards I play and the ratios that I play them at. So to begin with, we play 3 Herald of Perfection, 3 Cyber Angel Benton, 1 Archlord Christie, 3 Manju of the 10,000 Hands, 1 Honest, 1 Agent of Creation Venus, 3 Mystic Shineball, 1 Cyber Petite Angel, 1 Cyber Egg Angel, and then for the last 2, we play 2 copies of Eva. Now on for the spells, we play 3 Dawn of the Herald, 3 Pre-Preparation of Rites, 3 Preparation of Rites, 3 Extra Foolish Burial, 3 Ritual Sanctuary, 2 Pot of Avarice, 1 Upstart Goblin, and 1 Terraforming. And that rounds up the main deck. Now for the extra deck, we play 1 Imduk, the World Chalice Dragon, 1 Link Spider, 1 Herald of Mirage Lights, 1 Hippo Shinnigan, 1 Cross Sheep, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax, 1 Borolo Dragon, 2 Saryuja Skull Dread Dragon, 3 Herald of the Arclight, and to finish it off we play 2 Elder Entity and Tis. Now for part 2 of the video, so now I'll just go through the deck profile again, but in more depth, explain some of the effects and some of the monsters that we play. So to begin with, we play the main boss monster of the deck, the Herald of Perfection. So the effect that we care about here is that during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell card, trap card, or monster effect, you can send 1 fairy type monster from your hand to the graveyard, negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. So this is not a once per turn, meaning if you have 5 fairies in your hand, you can negate your opponent 5 times. So as you can understand, this is easily the best card of the deck. So the idea is to get him out on the field with a bit of protection, and you should be able to win the game from there. Then we play 3 Cyber Angel Benton. The reason we play Benton is because if this card is tributed, you can add 1 light fairy monster from your deck to your hand. So most of the time you want to summon out your Herald of Perfection by tributing off your copy of Cyber Angel Benton, and then you get to add any one of your fairies from your deck to your hand that you need at the time. Then we play the 1 Archlord Christie. So if you have exactly 4 fairy monsters in your graveyard, you can special summon this card from your hand, and if summoned this way you can target 1 fairy monster in your graveyard, add that target to your hand. Its other effect as well is neither player can special summon monsters while this face-up card is on the field. So it's a really good stun card. There's a certain combo that we can do that gets us exactly 4 fairies in our graveyard and a Search of Christie. So that's really good for stunning your opponent, but also bringing back some resources. Next we play 3 Manju. Standard ritual card. When it's normal summoned, you get to add 1 ritual spell or monster from your deck to your hand. Then we play Honest. So we play Honest to help us get over any problematic monsters with high attack. So if we're going second or something, then Honest often comes in handy to protect our Herald of Perfection. Next we play 3 The Agent of Creation Venus. This card is a 1 card Saryuja, Borolo Dragon, any Link 4, any Link 3 that you want. So the effect reads, pay 500 life points to special summon 1 Mystic Shineball from your hand or deck. Now that is not a once per turn, meaning you can summon all 3 out so long as your Agent of Creation doesn't get like effect veiler or something. And then we play the 3 Mystic Shine Balls. It's like playing 3 Garnets in the deck almost, but because you can discard them to activate Herald of Perfection's effect, they're not entirely dead, but yeah, these cards are the ones that you don't want to see in your hand. Next we play 1 Cyber Petite Angel. So if this card is summoned, you can add 1 Cyber Angel monster or 1 Machine Angel Ritual from your deck to your hand. So this lets us add Cyber Angel Benton from our deck to our hand. Then we play the 1 Cyber Egg Angel. This just lets us add Ritual Sanctuary from deck to hand. So these are consistency cards, as well as being discards for the Herald of Perfection. And they also work really well with Eva as well, which is the next card, which we play at 2. So if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can banish up to 2 other Light Fairy monsters from your field and or graveyard. Add the same number of level 2 or lower Light Fairy monsters with different names from your deck to your hand, except Eva. So this lets you add the Mystic Shine Ball, or the 2 monsters that we just discussed. So this allows you to keep discarding monsters for the Herald of Perfection's effect. Now I'll move on to the spells and traps. 3 Dawn on the Herald. This is the ritual spell that you'll use to get out Herald of Perfection. And when this card is used to ritual summon, you can banish the Dawn on the Herald from the grave to add one of the materials that was used for the ritual summon back to your hand. So that's really useful for recovering a Benton. Next we play 3 Pre-Preparation of Rites. Lets us add Herald of Perfection and Dawn on the Herald from deck to hand. Then we play just Preparation of Rites. Gets us any of the ritual monsters that we want in the deck. Then we play Extra Foolish Burial. So this lets us send our copy of Herald of the Arclight or Elder Entity Intis from our extra deck to the graveyard to either pop a monster or add a ritual monster or spell from deck to hand. So it's really handy going first or going second. Then we play 3 Ritual Sanctuary, which is a really good card for this deck. So you can discard 1 spell card, add 1 light ritual monster or 1 ritual spell card from your deck to your hand. So if you open up a Herald of Perfection and a Preparation of Rites, you can activate Ritual Sanctuary, get rid of the Preparation of Rites to get yourself your Dawn on the Herald, and then you can ritual summon from there. It also has a second effect where you can shuffle any number of spells from your graveyard into the deck, then target 1 light fairy monster in your graveyard whose levels equals the number of spell cards you shuffled into the deck and special summon it. So again, this is really nice recovery. Then we play 2 Pot of Avarice. So if we get off our Agent of Venus play, we end up with about 6 or 7 cards off the top of my head in the grave, which means Pot of Avarice is live pretty quickly. And even still, with the amount of discards we're doing with the Herald of Perfection, we get a lot of cards, a lot of monster cards in grave quickly. So Pot of Avarice is a good draw power for this deck. And then we've got the 1 Upstart Goblin. It's just give your opponent 1,000 life points to draw cards. It's just to thin out the deck, really. And lastly, we play the 1 copy of Terraforming, just so that we can get to our copy of Ritual Sanctuary if we want. Now for the extra deck. So we've got Imduck and Link Spider. So these are here to link off your Mystic Shine Balls into, which will allow you to then go into Saryuja. We play Herald of Mirage Lights. So when a spell card or trap card or effect is activated, you can send 1 fairy monster from your hand to the graveyard and negate the activation, and if you do, destroy it. And if this card in your possession is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, you can add up to 2 ritual monsters and or ritual spells with different names from your graveyard to your hand. So it's good recovery and okay negation. You don't really go into it, but it's just nice to have it as an option. One thing to note out is it does negate spell effects and trap effects, which the Herald of Perfection does not. So if you're going up against a more trap heavy deck and you're going second, then Herald of Mirage Lights might be the better option. Next we play Hippo Shinnigan. It just gives all your light monsters an attack boost, which actually does come in handy here because quite a lot of them are around the kind of high teens for attack. So for example, the Herald of Perfection is only 1800 attack, but with Hippo Shinnigan you can get up to 2-3, which does come in handy. Next we play Cross Sheep. So if you ritual summon while Cross Sheep's on the field, you get to draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. So say for example you've got 2 useless spells in your hands and you want to get some fairies after summoning out the Herald of Perfection, then Cross Sheep's quite useful for doing that. Then we play IP Masquerena so that we can go into our Mech Knight Crusadia Avramax. So this is useful for removing problematic boss monsters. It's the same reason we play Borlow Dragon as well. Like these these two are outs to cards like Dragoon. And then lastly for the link monsters we play 2 Saryuja Skulldread. So the Agent of Creation Venus is a 1-card Saryuja, which means you can then get 4 monsters on the field with different names and then draw 4 cards. The reason we play 2 is because if you get off Saryuja's first effect, then you have a Pot of Avarice in hand. You can shuffle back the 2 link monsters and the Mystic Shine Balls into the deck and then just do it all over again. So it can get you some serious draw power. Then we play 3 Herald of the Arclight. This is just for sending with extra Foolish Burial, but with Dogmatica being a meta deck right now as well, it's quite a handy card to have as extra. And then lastly, we've got Elder Entity and Tis, which when sent to graveyard, target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So yeah, this is handy for sending to the grave with extra Foolish Burial, or if you want to disrupt a Dogmatica player, you can send this as well. So that rounds up the deck profile. So Herald of Perfection is a really good deck for going first, and if you're able to set up its full board, then you're probably going to win the game. And going second, it can struggle to go against quite a few negates, even though it is quite a consistent deck. However, that's what your side deck will be for. So thank you for watching this video. I'll do a part 2 video where I'll go through some of the combos that you can do. And in part 3, I'll go through some of the tech options that you can add to the deck to help with going second, or potentially go against what your opponent might side in against you as well. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.